What the hell? Hello, Kent. Hello, Ken. Ah, man. I interrupted your artwork? No way. So it looks like Marty added some extra detail to this again. Oh, that's nice. You guys remember last stream we had to make some executive decisions here and cut the thing there. Hello, Maximo Fusi. Any OST wishes that we have today? Because it's slide levels and I got excited for more slides. There's probably going to be more slides, but I'm not sure. Ugh. Leave me alone. Soup? Soup, Marty. You know what? I miss being sick so I can get soup. I haven't been sick in a long while. And being sick is kind of cozy. You know what I mean? Being sick is the only time in your life you actually get to relax. I wanna be hospitalized so I can have a week off work. Eggman just means they were very nice. I saw it right away. This part and the inside of the tower is what I've seen. Now I know you've told me that there was more that changed, but I have not seen it yet. Yeah, I'm looking at the tower from the spawn. I'm not early. Daylight savings happened. You can't really see anything. It's fine. It works in the net. Oh, nice. Oh, this waterfall looks so nice now that I haven't seen it in a bit. Is it an invisible wall? Yes, high up in the sky. That's fine. No, I don't want to make anything obvious like that. It's a minor mental detail. We don't need to like make sure people see it or something. It's such a cool level. Oh, what happened to Buddy here? The holding position is just not right now. It's not a big thing. Not a big change to make. Okay. Back to our to-do list here. Don't let the light pass through walls. That's done already. This is done. Barrels. Oh, there's one thing missing. The platforms that come out of the wall here. This part. It's not on the to-do list. Yes, the Scarecrows attack you. So I need you to hide the mechanism for the tower on the top. Only after player learns of the task objective. Not sure I fully understand that. Oh, you don't have anything to say on that. Okay, I see, I see. Oh! Okay, that is way too small. Alright, this might be important. Nope, it's not. Yeah, players are not going to be able to make this jump. No shot. I'm gonna make this a lot easier. I'm not designing RTUAI to be beatable in 0A presses, and I don't think it will be. Something like this might work. You monster. How could you? I mean, they don't need to be this long, but this could work. Super Mario Kart, a small jump. Wait, what? I'm so confused. Is it an insult? They don't get comically large. They do. We could maybe make multiple small ones, but it needs to be easier than what we have right now. Three. All right, let's do 3 at 0.5. 1.5 times the scale. Whoa. Let's align them with the wall. When infinite was so small, it's unfairness with the Mario Kart. Oh, I see. Speaking of Mario Kart, well, do I have a Mario Kart level like Last Impact did? Last Impact did not have a Mario Kart level. You're thinking of Mario 64 Land, maybe? The answer is no. Hello, Fabian Palito. Hello, Tiny Man. How is Biobag's rework progressing? Last I checked, he was basically done. But I think he wanted to make an April Fool's hack. So it's going to delay it a little bit. Too bad I can't just force Biobag to work. Keep him in his cellar. Tell him he only gets soup if he finishes the game. Not that I would ever do that to him. You make a Mario 6 for Max? Watch that learn, boy. Yeah, the case simplification is just a good thing, honestly. There isn't really a good reason a level should be larger than it already is. Like, this already is a big level. Think about it. You working on Marty's side level? I see why I want to make romance calls, but Fabian thinks about new levels and much more. Well, then make it. Who's stopping you? Well, it would be nice to have an occlusion plane in parallel to the aircraft dark dot and just an anything, cutting all the mess over while you walk on it. We can look into it. When was the last time someone made MRCs were ROMhack entirely in a hex editor? That depends on how you define the word ROM hack and how you define the word hex editor. Hmm. Is LAMASM a hex editor, for example? This tool here? There, is this a hex editor? Because you can also see the hex represented as assembly. CLM ASM is a hex editor? Then probably like 2018. Probably the last time someone did that, I would say. At least it's the last time I did that. Mamma mia! Hello, Droid Zika. It's going well. The 2018 was so long ago. What happened since 2018? Found my girlfriend, I married, I bought a house, we got a child. And that's actually only since 2020. 2018 is 2 more years back. I was still studying in Bremen at that point. Oh, oh, things going? They're going well. We've been making games. I was working on the Ice Castle again this week. Now that I'm done with the overall stuff, I can finally work on this again, which feels good. Good, I'm always distracted by some huge engine refactor bullshit, and then I can't work on the game. You guys want to see what I did for the Ice Castle? Oh, background music, Humble Mark 21. Bang idea. Here, this is the level I was working on. Got some cool stuff. I made the penguin statues destructible like this. I think that's pretty cool. We got, it's kind of a surreal level, because it has stuff like this. This is still waiting for Biomax to rework, so right now it's still bleh. It also has these ravens coming out of every wall. I think they're my favorite part. They are enemies, technically. Not really supposed to quickly lose the orientation, but that is kinda how it worked out. I need to make a behavior for this. Hello, Valde. New GPU, nice. First video I watched was Chaos 2.0. Damn, that is long ago. I kinda got famous on Chaos a little bit. Much more so than Lost Impact. It's kinda weird, man. How did I even get famous? Did I think about it? I used to be at like 1,000 subscribers until I released Chaos in like, I think 2015. And then I had like 5,000, and I think then I released Lost Impact and I went to 8,000. And then eventually I did Mario 64 Online, and all of a sudden I had like 40,000 subscribers. And I was like, oh my god, I'm suddenly famous. Maybe I can make YouTube videos and like pay my rent from it. And then I made a bunch of shitty meme hacks, and people were like, oh my god, this is the funniest thing ever. Then it was 2018. What did I do then? I started working on the missing link, which, financially speaking, was was a terrible idea. What the fuck was I thinking? I was just making games, I wasn't even thinking about surviving. That's actually crazy now that I think about it. And then I got paid to make Through the Ages, which kinda kept me alive for a bit. And then I made the entire Source rewrite video, which suddenly got me to like 100,000 subs or something. Then I moved to Canada, and then I got a job at Gears, and that started making money. And now I can just survive. But kinda crazy, I got lucky. I could have just fucking went homeless and starved. Now that I think about it. It was kind of a crazy shot in the dark to do that. It was like a 50-50 toss-up between become famous online and make Mario hacks forever, or start working at Aldi. Which I ran into you, it was a meeting development or something else. Oh. I gotta make sure to have the rotation exact. Yeah, I'm going first. It's still insane people like Releasio. I made that game like out of spite to tell people to fuck off, and then they were like, this is amazing case. But now that I think about it, a switch for this might be unnecessary. We can just have them be magic planks that move back and forth. What do you think? Yeah, maybe a switch is better. I will do a switch. Yahoo! The switch play might use the trees to shortcut there right away. What the hell? You actually do that? Can you do that right now? Let me check. How many stars was love? 1 or 2? We're actually not entirely sure yet. Just becomes so massive that maybe 2 is appropriate after all. Yeah, shortcutting that is going to be a challenge. I can't fix this with a collision map. This is not actually gonna happen. Yeah, we can just make it, like, not walkable. The real shortcut's gonna be this part here, which I can't really prevent without putting in dump sheets. No, I think you said you wanted something in the tower here for potentially a second star. I'm a bit worried if there's two stars right next to each other, it's just you do the same thing twice. I feel like if there's a second star, it should be down in that area there somewhere. Down by the river. The favorite level? I haven't really picked a favorite. Why do you ask? It's a very nice level. Look at the wind. And then we're probably putting a secret mega coin over here. Yeah, that's fair, Sunny. But there's another level that's also very different star-wise, so I'm not sure it's really a big problem. And that's a level I made. We still see the lamp coronas from walls though. I thought, yes, that's not a real bug, it's emulate only. So, it is what it is for now. A safety and simulate the lamps to use one material. Oh, maybe that can help making efficient code. Nope, that doesn't help the code at all. Multiple definitions of expanding plank. Oh. Well, it's at least similar to the overworld, though from what I've seen, well, it looks bare ones. Yeah, the overworld is very bare ones. It's not supposed to be like a finished look. The one I'm using. Bowser in the Dark World? Oh, I know what it is now. Just guess, what exactly is the use of the eagle layer? I saw you mention it a few times in your videos. We put decals into it. I feel like that's not the answer you were looking for, but I don't know how else to answer that question. So, 1 year of making Overworld? Wait, the Overworld finished in less than a year then. The Overworld was done a while ago, right? Alright, let me check case clips. When was the Overworld done? This was the seamless concept. I think it was done here. Just under a year. The order of the stars appearing to the player. I don't think we can have 2 stars at the very top, Marty. It just wouldn't be fun. This is what custom exception handlers. It's a tough question. There's some support for it. I think what you're saying is possible, but I'm actually not 100% confident on that. What the helly? There we go. Do you know what the design process was like for Mario and Multiverse? Did they all agree on what the abilities would be beforehand or something? I'm pretty sure it was a shit show. It was just... Hey guys, we need 15 levels, tell me which level you wanna make, and tell me what ability you need, and tell me what theme it is. And then people were like, I'll take this level, and someone else was like, I'll take this level. And then they came back, like, probably a year and a half later, and were like, so where's your levels? And 5 people were like, here's my level. And 1 person was even like, here's my 3 levels. And then 3 other people were like, oh, I haven't started yet. I had finals. I had finals. School kept me busy. And then someone else finished the level. Pretty sure that's exactly how it went. I think let's not take a meant to like 5 days in university. I know. That's the thing. There's a lot of I would call them shitters. There's a lot of shitters when you start a group project. And shitters, they promise they will do something, and they block others from working, and they want to claim a certain part of the work, but then they never actually get to it. And then when you ask them, hey, why didn't you do it? They always make some stupid excuse. True, my cortisol level is near 0 right now. When you learn, you will have like 5 times people productivity because there will be no drama like with all the rest. Well, it depends on who you work with. I mean, it worked out in the end, Mariah. It wasn't a big deal. Fan game flakers, that's a good word for them, yes. No reason to even do that. That's cool. Wait, fan game flakers is a game? I thought you were calling the people that are just flaking out on making fan games fan game flakers. Oh, wait, you love our normal verse. There we go. Have you ever seen Ben 10 and Decades with your favorite island minus Cannonball? I have not seen Ben 10. I am roughly familiar with what it is though, because I've talked to someone about this before. I think they said that the game is, that the show is about this alien guy who can transform in... It's about a normal guy who has a watch that can transform into other life forms, but like the highest evolved form. To which I question... No, wait, it's like evolved 2,000 years more, right? Something like that. Didn't that show do evolution dirty? That's always... There's two things you can't really do in stories without ruining it. And the first is like time travel. And the second is like treating evolution like it's always going into the bigger and buffer direction. Luigi outside bounds X. It's 130 F8. Behave expanding plank. What the hell? Somehow just teleported outside bounds. You had to see 30 was annoying. It's so I have a design philosophy where the first iteration of anything I make is like its most extreme form, the most offensive form of the thing. And then I throw beta testers at it and I see what I can get away with and what I have to reduce. So the first playtest of any level I make is going to be rather annoying. Turns into an alien, I think latest sequel added an evolution mechanic. Oh, I see. Don't forget that birds evolved from tooth ancestors, true. Oh my god, we're going to go back to whales are fish. I hate when people say that whales aren't fish. I love whales being fish. Evolution, but you always answer was a Gravinian, true. Okay, yeah, we are way too deep into the lore for me to even comprehend what you just said to me. So for some reason, this wooden plank is just being teleported away. Let's figure out why that was. Well, it's a fish and so are we. That is a valid position to take. If you think that whales are not fish, I need you to also admit that at one point beavers were fish. If you do that, then I'm fine with your opinion. Okay. So it is literally just these two lines of code here. Oh, current offset is just going crazy. You know what, let's just enter the level again. See if it still just dies. Actually, nothing is a fish. General form has been covered very well so many times that we are not really with a fish to fish. Just like how it is with trees. Yes, fish is I think fish is an archetype, not a clade. I think that's the only way to reasonably use the word fish. The Snowkey? Yes, it was. See, and if you say fish is an archetype, as in it's the body shape the same way tree is an archetype, I don't think you can get away with seeing whales are not fish. Snakes are worms, okay. I'm not well versed enough on snakes to know whether they're worms or not. Are birds reptiles? Are humans bony fish? I mean, clade-wise, yes. That's a simple question. I don't snakes have bones, like teeth and rattle. But they aren't bugs, so they aren't worms. What the hell? Is the current offset just going crazy somehow? Wait a second. It's an F32. That would certainly have caused issues. I guess H and hello, Chris. Hold on, there's a lizard that's basically a snake. Are snakes lizard or not? I'm not actually sure. Okay, what the fuck? Did I write something stupid here and I'm not seeing it? What is going on? Say the most random thing you can. Ban Blackluster Soldier from Goat format in Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh my god, I keep going to the wrong level. Okay, let's just print this value and see what we get. I'm just orienting pixels in the screen that you perceive as having meaning. What does that mean? Oh, you're talking to me. I see. Either that, or you're actually rearranging the pixels on my screen. Humans erupt from land, climbing globe finfish, while whales are mammals that return to the sea. Yeah? And so did whales. They both did. It's called a padalag and has no limbs and looks like a snake. Really? This guy? Oh. Oh, that's cool. Oh, I found a mistake. I was multiplying with the spawn offset instead of adding it. Legless geckos, that's cool. Oh my god, stop going into the wrong level. Well, they don't really make conscious decisions like that to evolve. It's just there was a group of animals, and those animals hung out near the sea, and they were hunting in the sea, most likely, and then it turned out that if you have fins, or if you have a more aquatic build, it just happens to be really helpful when you're trying to hunt near the sea. The song always reminds me of Sam the Dancing Matsu Man. called Padalek, not Padalak. Padalek, not Padalek. I spelled it with a C. I did spell it with a C, but then Google Autocomplete decided that Padalecki is what I wanted to look for, and it found a picture of this random guy. Okay, I have an issue with this, and that is that floor switch hidden objects is staying out for way too long. Let's see if I have controls to reduce the type. Time remaining. Oh, beep harm 3. So if I make this 200, it should be 7 seconds. 250 should make this 3 seconds. Let's try 200. The ring holders poke out so much they're just walkable. It's either pushing the even wall or making the top sloped. It's fine if you can walk on them. You can let people have fun. You have a video longer trying to check the RHDC with code and it was map. Did you try it nowadays? I've tried it again because people are like, you should try it, it's so good. But it, oh my god, I went to the world again. But it's always kinda sucky. My only worry is that someone would try to like get over here without using the switch. And didn't go up again, and I think I know why. Wait. This makes no sense, now that I'm looking at it. Meow, 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 meow. How many of these shit songs do we have to hear? Nope, I just used Steve. When you just currently working on side levels? Like actively working right now? I think only Samatizer and maybe Caleb still. So there is a Fast64 bug where you can't actually rotate actors on all the axes. So I'm just going to make this flat so that it looks fine. It's unfortunate, but what am I gonna do? There's a refuge by me. I already told you this when I was not busy and was around here. I went to Minecraft and I need to realize that people use AI wrong. A bunch of source codes of mods for members and I fixed lots of code after them. Yeah, people like to use AI wrong, or they just don't know how to code and then they use AI and it just looks like a noob wrote it. Well, Last Impact took 2 years to make because, like, a lot of the time was spent coding and importing geo layouts and stuff like that. The levels themselves, I don't think they ever took longer than like 2 weeks to make. And they're rather big levels too. Okay, I think that's a fair amount of time. What do you think? What if I'm a shit noob and I'm like, they're still moving. Yeah, even a shit noob can do this. It is what it is, Keaton. Then here we're gonna have the barrels. And then this was gonna have magic stairs, right? I think we should have the stairs switch randomly without a switch. And then the first time you try it, you just go up and you slide down and you're like, oh, I gotta time it. Hello, spaces. Okay, before we move on, I'd like to think about this second potential star. As I have now said repeatedly, I can't just have 2 stars next to each other right at the top. That just means you beat the level twice. That's not fun. Oh, they just are. Okay, you already had that. That's good. Okay. I will just make that slippery, and that won't happen. I'll just make it slippery, it won't happen, don't worry. Meow, meow, meow. Who invited the cats? I'm gonna finish my Romic, and I didn't realize how much of a noob some people are when you yourself can play well. Yep! It's always shocking to see. Yeah, in certain ways it is easier to create a ROM hack when you're bad at Mario 64, because when something's difficult you're at least gonna notice. If you're good at it, you're not gonna notice when something's difficult, because you're just gonna do it right. So I think if we have a second star, it should be in this area here somewhere. Although it's kind of cool and liminal that there's just a random area here. You know what I mean? Second star would have to be secret, but not far down the island. Oh, you shouldn't look at the rating on RHDC. The rating on RHDC is basically random generated. Doesn't mean anything. But then, yeah. Definitely not made to contain anything. Right, and I'm still 50-50 on whether it's a 1 or 2 star level. I mean, I would like it being a 2 star level because it makes my job a little bit easier. I have to put less stars into the rest of the game. At the same time, if there is a second star here, it needs to be justified in a way. They can't just randomly put a second star in and then have it not do anything. Oh, a difficulty rating. Okay, I have no idea how real that is either. Because there's Romex that's like Mario 64, but it's slightly easier, and then it's a difficulty rating above Mario 64. It could. What would make you think to come back to the level though? So another option for a secret star here would be a race. Imagine this level, but all the puzzles are unlocked from the get-go. And then you just have to run through it as a race against someone. Would this be fun as a race level? Think about it. Just go here. So far, so good. The barrels are still missing here. And then the goal could be here. What do you think of a race, Marty? A race with all the puzzles opened already. So what we could do is we could have an NPC that only appears after you've beaten the level once. And then he challenges you to a race somehow. No, it would have to be a race with a character, Sunny. I don't want people to rush through it the first time. But we have a lot in the overworld, so we can just make a character that's like, oh, you found the secret garden too? You wanna race me to the top? And then you say yes or no, and it just teleports you here. I would probably have to be like a flying character, just to make my job a little bit easier. Alright, let's move on. Next on my to-do list here. Bounce, roll, down, break onto pulse, POB ball spawning mechanic. Okay. So we're just gonna have the barrel spawn here. Will paratroopers be cool? Sure. Although I guess we also need to put a place in the overworld for them to appear. Racing with sunglasses would go hard. Maybe it's one more reliable dash. I kinda like it, but I don't wanna reference anything that came after the N64. But I think you have the right mindset here. Alice in Wonderland from Kingdom Hearts? What? I've only played that map for the first time recently, and I don't see it at all. I'm a bit of a Kingdom Hearts hater, to be honest. Koopa Craig's cousin, Koopa the Slick. Koopa stupid is sleazy. Fucking the mods. How much cartridge storage do I have left? Not a whole lot. Let's check. $63.0 megabyte. Exactly 1 megabyte is what we have left. Not a whole lot. But there's still some optimizations we can make. I'm not too worried about it. I'm not worried at all! Fuck! Yeah, I might have to give it another small optimization. There's like 1.2 megabytes we can save just from quaternion animations on Mario optimizing out the unnecessary bones. So then we are back to 2.2 megabytes. That's like doubling our free space again. Oh, there's no barrel, Marty. Did you mean to send me a barrel, or am I supposed to make one? Two-butting airship? What? I do have barrels. I just wasn't sure. Yeah, that is true. The 7 up being streamed would be the best safe space. Sounds like that's okay. Maybe. Do biomagress increase storage space? Good. Camping in close. No, they don't really encourage increased storage space. Sometimes they even reduce it, depending on how many materials it removes. So we're all good on that front. Hello, Caleb. But all the additional side levels we're still gonna do, and the final boss, I do think we're adding more than 1 more megabyte of content to this game. Let me think about it. What could we easily remove? The simplest saving is always like, just remove a sound. Uh-oh, it's all used. This is also used. That should be used. Okay. Even that is used. Dang, okay. Can't tell if this is used. It is. This one might not be used. It is. This one's not used. Would it be put into the ROM? Let's delete it, see what happens. If deleting unused samples saves ROM space, then we can just do that and like get a lot of ROM space back. See? Did it save anything at all? Nope, nothing at all. Okay. How many techniques from quad are applicable to N64 better than they so what's quad? Dude, there has to be like entire songs that are unused, right? Like if you look at this, there's a lot of songs that are just unused that I can just delete. Metal cap? I'm not using the metal cap. And that will remove some instruments as well. Yeah. Maybe we'll have like a cleanup session at some point where we clean up a lot of this stuff. Yeah, the level wasn't just made, it's been kind of like an in-progress thing. See, the thing is, the level was supposed to be made 2 years ago, but Zayna wanted to work on it, and she has very little time to work on it, I guess. So the level took forever. And yes, Bioback will rework that. It's an early version for sure. Oh, I see. Is it the... I think I've heard this before. But it's hella expensive on CPU, isn't it? Winter level? Yes, the winter level. Back to the Bioburger as it stands is like program art. It is. If you get a real hard up for space, which is unlikely, you have the skill to explore those techniques. Real hard up for space? Oh, I see. What's the next after side level are complete, Kaze? The final Bowser fight. And that's it. Then the game is complete. Well, I guess the Bowser fight kind of is a side level. Ugh. So in a way, that's everything that still needs to be done. Uh-huh. The Bowser free course? Yes. That's what I said. +1. Yes, it's going to be the build out section. What's one of the multi Luigi? Has to change it all recently? No, we can still add Luigi. It's... See, the thing is, after I'm done with all the content, there's going to be a period where I have to wait for Biomech to catch up. And in that period, I can add multiplayer. That's the plan. There will be a road to him as well. The last level on Mario 64. If I had to guess. Let me guess, what would the last level be? Not Tic-Tac Clock. Might be Rainbow Ride. Not Turtle Mountain, not Tiny Huge Island. Not Wet Dry World. Could be Snowman's Land. Could be Dire Dire Dogs. Dire Dire Dogs is a really shitty one. I think it's Dire Dire Dogs. I was just thinking of it in terms of the levels with the least effort put into them. Yeah, that's the plan, Sunny. The island is gonna be like burning on the last boss, and yeah, it's gonna be cool, I hope. Ah! Did I not export the lava? Which one is likely the first? I think Lethal Lava Land is the first one. Based purely on vibes. So you can look at his recent Ghost Story 64 numbers, which is back these making cinematics are good. Let's see. Where can I find videos of this? This? Mardon is here? Oh, you have cutscenes and everything. I see. That's neat. I gotta go further back. Okay, here we go. His pee-pee is out. Okay, I see. It needs a bit more oomph, but I think it's a cool idea, yeah. What's the scaler? What did you send me? Learning color theory and the combiner. I see. You need to scale these UVs up. Nice. I was very laughing about it. The blue tint is just green ball that spawns inside the camera and changes vertex color opacity. That makes sense. I've done something like that as well, like, I think like a 2015 hack or a 2014 hack. That's dirty code, I don't want that one. This. Come on, I gotta have a decent spline implementation somewhere. That seems more reasonable. I'll use this one. Is that all I need? There's no way the barrel spawner's already done, right? I haven't even placed that down yet. I haven't even made the behavior yet. Whoops. Okay, so will you add anti-piracy in case people resell your game? Maybe, actually. It will just switch the collision back and forth, Marty. Nothing. What's going on here? Oh, they just instantly explode, obviously. It is a huge side level. Yes, this is a side level. Oops. That's the planetary gravity side level. Okay, it's not printing anything. Did I even place the actor down? What? Here. It's not part of the level. Oh my god. No collision? No collision? Also pretty big. Didn't expect that. They might simply not make it out of the ground before they fall. Yes, all main courses are done, so anything I'm ever going to work on stream from now on is going to be a side level. Thing I didn't characters make lighting and have biases one in front of you and move or something, so that's a suggestion. Of course. I think the ghost level does that too. What I have. How menacing. Why are they so slow? Oh, because the... Oh, I see. Because of that, you probably have a good idea of how much also turned out. How much do you think the game will be there compared to mainline 3D Mario? Hard to say. There's definitely going to be a lot more content than something like Mario 64 or Mario Sunshine. Whether there's going to be more content than Mario Odyssey, I'm not sure. Definitely more worthwhile content, I hope. Odyssey kind of annoys me with a lot of it is like ground pound the floor. I do think there's going to be more content than any mainline 2D Mario game. Any mainline Mario game except maybe Mario Galaxy, which I think has the most content out of all mainline games. I'm not sure if that's true. I mean, there isn't really a measurement for what content is, right? If you measure content in the amount of new ideas you're being presented, then I think there's more than Odyssey. Yes. If you measure it in play hours, I have no idea then. What the hell? I mean, we can't really measure it, right? So me saying this is kind of meaningless. Maybe this works better. Let's see how this works out. You don't count collectible grind as content? Yeah. The only way I trust someone with the entire content for testing is if I could mutually assure destruction somehow. Where it's like, yeah, if you leak this, your life is over just like mine. I would trust that. What kind of fucked up beep harms are they printing? Or biobag? I'm pretty sure I sent that to biobag. That too, I guess. An optional part of the game hardly ruins the whole thing. I mean, Sunshine's kind of only optional parts if you think about it, right? Almost all the fun parts of Sunshine is the optional part. Okay, what the fuck? they get B perm 1 and they do this shit to me. Huh? I'm confused. What of me? You're not getting it. Barely know you. There's definitely instances of that. That's true, Joes. Do I need to pull out the debugger to figure out what the fuck it's actually doing? I think it might be debugging time. Oh hell no. We got one. Shifted by 2, that's reasonable. Added to V0. That's reasonable. Load from here, that's reasonable. Get a sensible number. Why would we OR S0 and FP? That makes 0 sense. This should be our barrel's coordinates. Is it? Or is this nonsense? Let's see if this is true or rubbish. No, this makes sense. What the hell? What the hell? That must have been because of the debugger, right? Yeah, the debugger makes... Observing the code makes the code malfunction. In Jingpans of the game, I'll make a version about missions and check, yes. Yeah, I care too much about majestic against her. Wow, those are not even the parts I hate about Sunshine. I think the jankest part of Sunshine is dive recovering. And the least fun part of Sunshine is the Yoshi boats. Like going to the lily pads. The lily pads themselves are completely fine. I think if you complain about the lily pads, that is kind of a skill issue only. But the one thing that annoys me the most about Mario Sunshine is all the mid-gameplay cutscenes. Like, you run around and there's a coin and the game stops you in your tracks for 2 seconds. You beat an enemy, everything stops you in your tracks for like a second or 2. That is so annoying to me. That's the reason I'm a Mario Sunshine hater. Coconut Mall? There are no 2D sections. 2D sections are a symptom of custom code equals 10. I found the issue. No, there's people, or most ROM makers, they don't do things like with any rhyme or reason, they just fucking do things. That's why you see just 2D levels sometimes. You know, Oh, a new shiny. Let's use this. Wait, so I'm convinced that's what's happening. And I think doing that in 2026 is pretty pathetic. It was 2016 when I did that. I think I have an excuse here, and the fact that it was super hard to do anything at all because you needed to assembly code this, I think that's my excuse. It was worthwhile in the way of like, hey look, you can do this, isn't that fucking cool? Nowadays it's just... I don't know. Hey, other people did that and someone said it's cool once, so it's still cool. Because like most people say, yeah. There's one more criticism of Summer Sunshine I have, and that is that to beat it any %, you have to collect every 7th star everywhere, which it removes like any kind of extrinsic motivation to explore the rest of the game. And I don't like that it gives you this type of reward structure. Because that kind of exacerbates the issue with the blue coins. Like, the blue coins wouldn't be an issue if it was like Mario 64, where you just have to collect any 70 stars. Because then you could just collect 20 blue coins, you'd get some use out of it. They're worth 2 shines, they help you progress towards any %. Now, the only way blue coins really have any extrinsic value is if you value beating the game 100%. So until then, they're all just dead ends. Like, you either go to 100%, or every blue coin you ever find is a dead end. Does that make sense? I think I'm gonna remove the solid from this. I don't want this to be so jank. $103. Wait. Could be this, right? I'm pretty sure that's not even true, because shine sprite count determines what levels unlock. You unlock all the levels pretty quickly, it doesn't matter. Pretty sure you have all shines unlocked at like 30 sprites or something. Hello, Wufu. Oops. What's going on? Oh, wrong object list. You like the barrels? That's good. That is a hand-holding mechanic, because the rolls so bad that I've needed to add how again, don't matter. No, I don't think that's on flat. No. People have a lot of a hard time playing 3D platformers in general. If you look at any game past Mario 64, they always added the mechanic to realign yourself in the air. This was just their first attempt at it. Mario Galaxy has the spin, Odyssey has like 5 different things you can do in the air. Any famous 3D platformer after Mario 64 also has a double jump. Like, Flat is just their version of a double jump. You need 7 every level to beat... Yeah, exactly. You need to beat Shadow Mario on every level. See, I wanted to play through Sunshine again, just any percent, just doing everything. But I got to the mission with the flowers, where you have to save the flowers from the little dinosaur lizards, and I just gave up. Not because the mission's difficult, but because it plays a cutscene and every time you beat a dinosaur, I just couldn't do it. I beat 2 of them and they lost it. I had a breakdown. Let's remove the wall collision from this, actually. Alright, we got the barrels. What's next on our to-do list? Hide a big coin aqueduct cave. Alright. All the games actually... No. I call games double jump slop now. They all have very little mastery. The truth of the matter is, people don't like video games that require a lot of mastery usually. I think. I can't... Do you guys know any games that require a lot of mastery that people actually enjoy? I'm actually curious. This is a genuine question. What am I missing? What games require mastery and people enjoy them? Elden Ring. I knew you'd say that. I knew you would say Elden Ring. Elden Ring doesn't require mastery. I disagree. It requires memorization on a boss-to-boss basis. I don't think you need to master very much. Dark Souls. Oh my god, you guys all said 3 variations of Dark Souls. Oh my god. Fighting games. Fighting games do require a degree of mastery. This is true. If people play them competitively. Do they? Would have to be much older games then. I don't think it's just older games that require mastery. I think like the difficult levels in Celeste probably require mastery. I think that's like the closest to a game requiring mastery that people like. You're gonna be able to play Dark Souls when they're pro, it's so different. Like from casual players, that makes sense. You know what? The 3D coin should... Does the 3D coin shine light? It definitely should be shining light, if you ask me. That's a bug. Most roguelikes. Do they require mastery or are they more fun with mastery? Such as Cuphead and Super Meat Boy. Cuphead, I disagree. Super Meat Boy, probably you're right. I've actually played a fair bit of Cuphead, so I'm not just talking out of nowhere here. Those games often just walk over onto the side of the tanks without rolling, and it's often funny. Yep, that makes sense. But do you think Cuphead doesn't need mastery? Same reason I said that Dark Souls games don't need mastery. Souls is almost entirely just building a neural net for the specific boss, or memorizing the attack patterns. I say building a neural net because sometimes there are attacks you can't just dodge on reaction, so you need to kind of like move yourself in ways where it's less likely you get attacked, which you would usually just do subconsciously. No, I don't know any other reworker levels, unless you pay them a lot of money. Willing to pay, you can get a lot of people to do work for you. Huh. There is... This appears to not be necessary. This triangle or these two triangles. I'm just gonna remove them. And move this higher up a little bit. I think that makes sense. This is realistically how you'd build it anyway. You kinda need to get rid of this, just to make sure that you can't fall in here, right? So that's unfortunate, but it is what it is, man. The player falling into that gap is just not good. This is an interesting first game. Was so hard when I first played it, but last time I played it didn't die single time the boss. That's so easy now. Secure on the other end. I don't know that game either. Have you played any non-Nintendo games? I have. Admittedly, I haven't played very many games compared to what I mentioned you guys have played. Alright, this should make the collision able to just fit here. Have you tried the new unlock for the update? Nope. That looks good, right? Hello, lime green guy. I do have very little time for games, this is true. Currently I play games for maybe like 3 hours a week. So I don't have very much time to get around and play a bunch of games. Well, I kinda have 3 jobs and the baby, so you can imagine that keeps me busy. Ugh, that's ugly. There's a big seam here. Also, no water collision. That's gonna change. So this hole is probably because of vertex imprecisions. No fix to it other than to do that, unfortunately. Next triangles. Show me the most proud of? No idea. I don't think about that. Alright, aqueduct is done. We're now to the last 5 items on the to-do list. And the first is this swing in the wind. Okay, someone remember the number 150. Don't fucking type 115 in there. You can't actually trick me with that. Yes, this is gonna be an actor. Wait, can you believe Marky didn't apply the patented case twist to this? Unless that's intentional, which it looks like. Never mind. When check how the turbines and the start of Pokemon Heart Gold Soul Silver animate like. Let me just make something and then you tell me if I'm wrong. The start area of Green of Time actually has that. This doesn't look like a constant speed. Why does it not look like a constant speed? What the hell? That's not constant, right? I said it to Linnea! Ah, I'm gonna kill you! I'm gonna strangle you! Maybe it is Linnea. Yes. Do you see? I don't know. Never mind. Twitch chat is over this, but it very clearly says Linnea on my screen. Give him a start interpolation. Now let's set the cyclic. I mean, we can try to add an extra frame here, and an extra frame here. Oops. Okay, let's try that again.
What up, nerd?
What up, nerd? Who donated that? Zena. This should not be necessary, but just in case. Now it actually looks linear. Okay, I don't know. I'm guessing you wanted something like this, Marty? Just a lot slower. But you have to remove in between frames and it's graph. I said it's a linear. If linear doesn't work, then that's a Blender bug, as far as I'm concerned. Lessen the range a little bit. Okay. F. Or do you need the keyframe in between start and end for a linear velocity rotation? Because I was animating in quaternions before, and it's just easier that way for me. Because the -1 thing. You are right that it's not really necessary. Oh, is the booba typing on your thing? I think that's a baby typing to us right now. She likes the clackety-clack noises from the keyboard. Oh no, it's Mario Sunshine. The Antichrist is here. She can't read yet. She knows how some words look like, I think. Can you believe it, man? Kids these days, 19 months old and she can't read yet. They're making our kids stupider and stupider every year. Hello, F-Cut the Fox. You know the Almighty will condemn you to hell for not liking the more mid-Mario games? That makes sense. The Almighty being Shiggy Mickey, right? I think it's pointing the wrong direction. I think it's supposed to be rotated 90 degrees. Ever thought about adding dynamic shadows like Conker and Banjo to read that? Yeah. There we go. Cool little detail. A wind pump, yeah, sure. It's a wind pump. Oh, I need to animate this too. It's not on my to-do list, is it? To animate that. Let's see. Ambient fireflies, telescope. Nope, this thing isn't on the list. His ass forgot to list it. This kind of looks like a very low res texture for this, but I guess that makes sense. When you rotate it with code, of course. This one here I probably will rotate with code. This one I could rotate with code, but this looked nicer. Yes, drop shadows work better for a platformer. If you look at Mario Odyssey, they did some crazy stuff there too. They have like 2 different shadows for Mario. Why using projects on Parallel Launcher? I hate Parallel Launcher. It sucks. It sucks. Fuck Parallel Launcher. That's why. Use Parallel Launcher. Fuck you. No, I'm kidding. Oof. There it is. I find the animation better than most emulators like Vertex 64. Well, you're just wrong then. Well, I guess it depends on the exact setup. I don't know. There's like 30 different setups of Parallel Launcher. They like to just make sure Parallel Launcher doesn't work with my ROM right before I release my ROM-X. I don't know why. They just always introduce a new bug right when I release the game. Kinda sucks. I think I'm gonna make a collision for this that's just... like so. Night shift at the Beta Museum works in parallel? I'm changing all my opinions then. I try not to update my games after I release them. Does not look like 50 degrees. Also not 40. 40 looks right. Yeah, I guess it's 50 from the other side. Close enough. When you release, will you likely do updates? Oh, I already read that. Three, 4. So this rotates on pitch, which is a bitch to get right. But we will try. Might work, probably not. But I want to try the easy way first. In fact, this is such an annoying thing to get right that I'm even moving the start up here. Okay, it just works. The cars are really ugly though. Ugh. I think this might be the emulator. Let's check on N64. Real N64 test moment. No. Have you guys ever seen a real N64 look this beautiful? Have you? Let's check the previously laggiest part of the game. Or of the level. Which one's right here? Looking this way. Ah, we got it too! It's good enough, I guess. Oh, remember when I said those lights wouldn't render in front? I guess I was wrong. Oh my god. Something broke. Oh, there's a little bit of a more effect going on here. I think the floor here might have to be upscaled. Look at that. That's kind of hideous on N64. I will just scale it up. Seems good. Why is the water wheel so ugly though? Maybe the pack novels don't work the way I thought they did. Scale only the texture one. Let's go both at once. What's so bad about that? Anti-aliasing. I don't know if anti-aliasing was on or off there. I haven't looked for it. Yeah, I mean, I guess the water wheel doesn't take light now, but it looks vastly better, so this is fine. Scale only texture one. There's only one texture on this. Huh? Oh, what did I... What? Okay. Okay, I see. I think this might be a good enough compromise. Yeah, any more than that and it doesn't look sharp anymore. Yeah, I was on the wrong texture, that's why it looked like there was no texture one. Alright, let's take today's progress report. We finished this. Well, no we didn't, but that's a different bug that I'm not gonna fix right now. We fixed this, we fixed this, and we added this. So 4 more things. And this is a no, because we decided to instead go with the race maybe. Oh, I have to be in Fast64 render? You are right. Oh, but Fast64 render doesn't show right for me. Okay, we'll just have to look in game, see if it looks fine. Okay, the texture is way too big now. Let's try that again. Okay, that's what I wanted to have. That should reduce the more effect a little bit. Alright, sending the progress report to Marty in the EMS. And I will see you guys next Saturday. I think there's a chance next Saturday we will finish this. And then move on to the next few side levels, which there are not many more of. After this is done, I think I'm gonna take a head count of how many stars are actually already in the game. Just so we have an idea. I think the current head count is like 140, which is pretty good. Alright. Until then, bye bye.